Right then, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take the spark plug caps off. I'll take this one off here, because I want to take the spark plugs out, you see. And I'll tell you the reason why I want to take them out, is because I want to use this bolt here, holding the cam like on here. I want to use it with a ratchet there to turn the engine over. So I must emphasise, if you're going to use this to turn the engine over, you must take the plugs out, because you could shear it. Right, so we'll take the plugs out now. I'll just start taking this one out and we'll go to the other side. Right, so what we're going to do now is fit the new contact breakers. Now, a little tip is if you get the base plate one first and you locate it there, there's a dowel at the bottom, you locate it over that. If you do that and then put the screw in like so, right, if you just wind the screw in a bit like that, it'll make it much easier to put the top set on. So you can just put that over there, compress the spring, and now you have it straight on. So now we'll put the next lot on the top, and then we'll connect the condensers up, and then we're going to go about this timing. Okay then, so we've put the new sets of points on there, we've put the two condensers on, and now all we need to do is set the gap on the points themselves. Now the gap should be between 12 and 16 thou. So I've got a 14 thou feeler gauge here, which is ideal. So what we'll do, we'll rotate the crank first, remembering I've took the plugs out, so it's fine now to use this to turn the crank. So if I turn it until the point's just open, and then we can see what kind of gap we got there to start with, and that's quite a big gap. So if I put the 14th out feeler gauge in there and undo the adjuster, the points will just snap together like that on that gauge. That's it, just like that. And then while the gauge is in there, I'll just lock it up, and that's perfect now, 14 thou. Then we'll go on to the other one, and then once we've done that, we'll set the timing then. Right, so what we've done then, we've put the new contact breakers on the condensers. We've set the points gap. So we're back on the bench a bit for now, because I want to show you this tool. And I made this to do the timing on the jar, and all it is really, it's a hollowed out spark plug, and with a bolt that runs through it like that, with a good length of shoulder. And if you look closely, there's two marks on it. One is a top dead centre mark, and the other is an ignition timing mark. Right, so what we're going to do now, we'll go over, screw this into the cylinder head, and we'll check the timing out. Right, so the points are on now, the condensers are on, and we've set the gaps, but now we need to do the ignition timing. So what we're going to do is screw the first part of this tool into the cylinder head, and then we'll put that timing bolt in. So if I just put that in the cylinder head now, and just wind it up, and I get the normal plug socket, just screw it right in, and I'll get the spanner on the top of that just to nip it down like so. Now if we get this bolt, and you'll see on the bolt there's two marks. Now one is the top dead centre mark like I was saying, and the other is the actual ignition mark. So if I put that inside like that, you can see the position it's at the moment. So if I turn the crank, see it go down. But what I'm going to do is turn the crank clockwise just until we hit that first white mark, and that is where the points should just start to be opening. Just there now, that white mark. Now that's where the points should just start. So what we'll do is we'll check that now on a meter, to make sure that the pints are just beginning to open, and then that's set. Then if it's not, we'll adjust it. Right then, so we've got the meter set up here. So what we're going to do then is we're going to get the positive probe there, and we're going to put it on the condenser for the right hand cylinder, these right hand contact breakers there. So the red probe on the condenser, and then the black one, we'll just put that down to earth like so. Then if we put the meter on, so we can see that all the notes are there, so the contacts are closed. So what we're going to do, if we turn the crank over, and when the pints begin to open, we'll see those digits change to just 1. So if we go over carefully, and just as it's changed, now the contacts are just opening. So we need to check the timing tool now to see if we can see that white mark, and the white mark is there, so we know now that the ignition timing is bang on that side. So it's the same now for the opposite side, exactly the same principle for the other side, and that's it. Right then, so we've seen what's involved now in having pints ignition. Yeah, there's quite a bit of work now and again to maintain them. As you can see, there's all the parts: pints, condensers, the timing tool, the meter. Quite a lot involved, but it is a cheap way of having, an ignition. It is a cheap ignition system, I should say. But the electronic, obviously, there's no maintenance really with it once it's fitted. And this vape or VAP system that Two Stroke Smoker was talking to me about, some stage in the future I'll buy one of those and we'll film it. I'll fit it and set it up so you can see for yourself what's involved in that. But for now, we'll leave it at that.